Hello, today we're going to go through a new integrator we've built called Planning RBS. Before we go through how to use the integrator, I'll show you how it is set up in Oracle. Planning resource breakdown structures, or RBS, are centrally set up so that they can be attached to projects. Each RBS has a list of resources that can be used to assign against project tasks. For example, US Consulting Services. These are a list of formats that are enabled for that RBS. You can see that for the US Consulting Services RBS, expenditure category, expenditure type, inventory type, job, named person, and resource class are assigned or enabled for that RBS. Depending on what resource format you select for the RBS, you can assign various types of resources to that RBS. So here for expenditure category format, you can assign expenses, services, technology, and of course you can add more. We do not have REST web services available to manage the centrally controlled RBS. Once a resource breakdown structure is attached to a project, you will see that this flag here, allow resource changes at project level, indicates whether or not you can add on more resources to this RBS that is attached to this project. When you add on resources to this RBS, it does not affect the centrally controlled list that is controlled by project administrators, most likely. So if we click into US Internal Services, we can see that this is a list of resources that can be used to assign to a project task. However, depending on the project that you're doing, you may want to add more resources to this resource breakdown structure that won't go and change the centrally controlled one. This is how you go and assign the resources that are on the RBS. We can use the integrator we already have called Financial Plan Resource Assignments to assign resources from the RBS, from the primary RBS to project tasks. And this is how you do it from the cloud forms. So this list shows all the resources that you can select to assign to this project task. However, what if you want to add an extra resource to this list? So we want to add Bruce to this list. And Bruce is currently not on the RBS. So we're going to add him. And this is how we do it. We click on Create. We give the resource a name. And because this is a named person, we're going to select a resource format called named person. From the list of values for named person, we'll go and search for Bruce. And now we have created a new resource against the planning RBS attached to a project. Now, how do we do this using our integrator? We need to download projects where we want to add extra resources to planning resource breakdown structures that are attached to those projects. So we've got here all the projects that match the search criteria. So for this project, we've got an RBS name that is US Consulting Services, and allow resource change at project level is set to yes, which means that we can add new resources to this RBS that is assigned against this project. Remember that when we create new resources for the RBS that is assigned to this project, it does not go and make changes to the centrally controlled RBS that is named the same. Also, if another project has this RBS assigned to that project, the resources you create for this RBS for this project will not be copied to those resource breakdown structures that are on those projects. This is a local change that will only impact this project. So we've got a bunch of resources here that you can use to assign them to project tasks. But we want to add Bruce to this one. So let's add a new line, do a create. We want to call it Bruce, and you can use the form if you don't know the values that you need to enter. Know that we do have a person number on the sheet to resolve any duplicate person names in the system. If there is only one person that matched this person name, then the system will automatically populate that number for you. But if there are duplicate names in the system, then you will be forced to pick one. We now have a new resource under this RBS attached to this project. Now that we've created our resource, our new resource, let's go and assign it to the project task. As you can see, there are no resources currently assigned to any of the tasks under this project. This is the new resource that we've created for the RBS that is attached to this project. You can choose to enter planning amounts if you want to, but you don't have to. And now we can upload this record. And that is how you use Planning RBS and Financial Plan resource assignments together to create resources against the Planning RBS attached to a project, and then assigning that resource to the project tasks. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching.